Hello, everybody. So I'll start off by saying what I was asking about in the previous video about the live chat feature or whatever, and how there was only one option. It was there. The usual one was there. It was just further above or below. Um, what I was looking at was about reactions and whether they display afterwards, and why wouldn't you want them to? And I mean, I understand that it's differentiating reactions versus comments, and both are good. Comments are bit more specific and in depth when they're not odd and vague. and and yeah, this is the second, right? Yeah. Why yeah, it's kind of just I never noticed that setting before. Um just thinking about how my title kind of reminds me of a song. Um I don't want to call it a game, but I guess I will. Or I'm gonna email this while I'm thinking about it. Nobody's here yet. Sometimes the videos get off to a quicker start than other times. But yeah. Somewhat multitasking, but nobody's here yet. And the other thing is too is sometimes the concept of the idea um in going live. I did see it when I said my name just over zero. In going live is to make it engaging, but in the sense of like audience participation. So if there's no audience, then there's nothing to kind of get it moving. I try and come up with good, unique titles that kind of can start some conversation. Maybe this will catch your attention. Just kidding. Oh, about these. This guy's restaurant there. I don't even think we actually got ordered pasta. Oops. Or sauces. I almost forgot to do that. I was just quickly working on something there. Do I have anything else in my inbox? I guess they normally have that check mark there, so you can decide where you want to allocate it. But for some reason, I don't usually notice it. One thing I can, sorry, the dog's being a bit noisy at the moment, that it's saying something about the connection at the top again. He'll be quiet in a moment. It's just noisy outside, I guess. Meanwhile, I just quickly watched back the one I just did, or at least the latter part and a very little bit at the beginning, and it plays just fine. And this time it didn't stay, but then it didn't. It still played just fine. So I don't know what that was about. So, Sunny Hush. I could get to know her. It takes things slow. So I think we want somebody who's slow, trying to keep up with the hype of that. And yeah, a lot of those aren't really recent. Never know. Never know what the day's going to bring. Watch, will probably even come up and just get. Well, not right now, though. I mean, it's too close to when he's getting home. And then, but tomorrow is Thursday, and then Friday, and the weekend, even if you want to do them. Any of the above. I don't know if you could do both. I think she said she doesn't live in the area. I thought. Um, I just found out that somebody honestly feels more like an acquaintance. I've met her a few times in my past, not in my past life. I don't really believe in those that strongly. In my past, um, I maybe didn't have to say that, but it's nice to get a thank you. I met her a few times in my past. Um, and we may have been connected briefly online because I remember she told me she goes by, even though that's a nickname, I guess she goes by Bo. But only kind of recently, slightly reconnected, and she's not doing well, so won't be able to bring her into this, and don't know if she's gonna let me help her with anything. I think it's obvious I care about her. I think he's just hearing noise outside and that. I'm just gonna go see what's up. We do live in a sometimes busy corner, but he's acting as if somebody's at the door or something. Oh, Sonny, relax. An email, but nothing. No, it's just in the area. I think it was trying to figure out that. And I'll be by a tree. Like I know that may not sound bad, but and the school let them go ahead and do it. I hate these laws. How do you do that Alabama? That doesn't look good. Could be some of them else. But a good little snack. Somewhat healthy. It may not. I know that was before I did the right here. No, I don't know though. After about 3 or 4 handfuls, it's kind of like, yeah, they're just yeah. Oh, I'll wave these around again and see what you think. And Sunny will watch as well. And actually, I can't see it because of the window I have in front of this, but I know that you can. So, what do you think? Do they look familiar to you? Because they're keys that we found in our neighborhood once, but they seem to have a connection to Ontario. I want to say it was Toronto We emailed. I don't even know how we managed to do this because there's a thing here that says TCM, but then which is something cart something. It's not initially ours, and I knew a while back, and we were like, oh, do you know what keychain says? Well, they're not mine, but I can't remember. I think it was this one, this locksmith. Contacted them, had to be back and forth between both of us. Said, "Oh, I think I know who the owner is." Didn't say who it was. Didn't try and take any next steps, and now it's went hush. We've had these damn keys sitting on our coffee table, amongst other things. Say, what's on the coffee table? Hey, we could do that. Could be a series as well, where it's kind of like interactive organizing. We could both be doing it, although I'm the one on camera. Possibility, but it's amazing how much energy I actually am feeling. But and the sun is up. But man, am I ever going to be ready for a nap soon? Usually I have one. I'm trying to hold out until about 5-ish, because usually that's when naps occur here. It's kind of the routine, so I want to try and stick with it. I've not noticed that stuff being so oily up until now. I know it may seem a little bit weird, but hey, if that's what I don't, and I should know, because it's also a little bit weird that I spend so much time on YouTube, and it might depend on the devices, but and I have to find videos. But if I don't, then is the radio. Oh, okay, cool. Oh, it was in St. John. I'd have to look at that again but it does say Amherstburg Herald. So why is it? I'm so confused because it said the details on the imagery for this friend. They all said that part in Ontario. Hmm. Um. So, is there a topic or a song you'd like to suggest? I'm just quickly taking care of something, and then I'm available for the next while. But they left. So, did I come in? I'll roll for a little bit longer, and if nothing's happening with this, then I might just because what was the other thing? Oh, right. I've decided I might want to eat out tonight, so then I have to decide what I'm getting and possibly where, although I may have figured that part out. I could possibly multitask here. I do want to finish watching this one video, though. Like, it's not that long, and I know it'll possibly indicate. Well, no, it might not say how long I specifically watched. It's true. This isn't good.
Now the problem is with that ritual is that Shula develops a visual for you to surround yourself in a white light or a gold light or a yellow light, whatever colour light, doesn't really matter. And then you say something like, now we need
Hope
you
I'll be
to
able
feel
to sleep
safe.
okay knowing
That would be the original way of doing it, you know.
it
And
is.
through that same thing, then the student that has picked that up is like, well, we need to feel safe.
Well, he's just being distracted at work. I don't know if that's the best type of distraction, given the circumstances. But you make money there, so like he does. I don't think it's loud enough to be heard anyway. Kind of got a somewhat deep, not super great audio, but not terrible. And I don't think you'll actually be able to hear much of this anyway.
Or simply a misunderstanding of it. And so it becomes a ritual that you require.
Don't tease, just try to understand if you're so inclined to be one that might tease. But maybe you aren't. So that's cool too.
I don't need to protect myself from the love that they want to bring forward for you, the loved ones. And so I won't do it. I will never do it. And I know the abundance. I know how intelligent the spirituals are. I know how much they want to help the people in front of me. So there's no way I'm doing that. Grounded equally. If I feel like I need to be grounded, sit in a chair and see roots growing from my feet to ground me to the ground, then do it. By all means, do it because it's part of your mind. I'm not saying that my way is right or my way is wrong. I'm not saying their way is right or their way is wrong. What I'm trying to get across is that these are all mechanics that are there for the man-made aspect, for the mind, for the human mind, for the individual who is the medium to work efficiently. So if you are someone that requires to ground it, then ground. If you are someone that needs to visualize letting yourself out of the box and seeing that wonder of the light of the spirit world, and then from the mist someone steps in to that area there, and you start to see a silhouette and you can start to describe, then do that. That's absolutely fine. But don't teach it on from that point. It works for you. That's absolutely great and that's wonderful. However, it is not a must or you need to do. I've got people that will just
that's an interesting title.
There it is. I've moved my mind to that space. There's someone there, and now I can give it. So therefore, I show that it doesn't require the mist.
The next thing is a bit more big and mainstream, and I'm curious about it, even though it wouldn't be for tonight. So I will probably, after this is finished, unless there's engagement and stuff happening here, I will probably wander off from that. And then yes, I must look at the YouTube. I mean, it's been an entertaining here. I must look at the menu, and I may or may not be back upstairs in the next hour. And if I do, I'll probably bring this up there.
Because I'm protected, and I've been doing this for a number of years now without protecting myself from all of these bad people, and I'm still alright. I'm still here. I'm still going. I'm still talking to you guys.
Still okay.
If they were going to get me, they'd have got me already. I'm there most days of the week. I'm doing this on a very professional basis.
Well, lucky you.
So it's one of those. So I make light-hearted comment there about it, but really, there's so many people that are destroyed, or they get stuck, or they are hold up because the ritual. Some people can't use the visual aid, because their sensitivity is more in the sensitive part of their mind, so they feel it, and the spirit world always be abundance, always love, and they always want to.
But I definitely want to, before we go to that group, which unfortunately is not till June, you say we did a certain thing. It kind of related to the title of one yesterday, initials. Before. No. I was certain when I was standing by the stairs that it was before, but now I'm thinking maybe it was after. There were definitely some things that I was noticing on devices that kind of made me a little hesitant about going forth in that way. But then Maybe I'm just telling myself, oh no, I know it's afterwards because of that. I almost kind of do remember thinking, no, I know it's before. I thought, oh, dude, it's so far away unless I can get to the other location. Uh, it's not a constantly offered thing, and it's kind of like, okay, well, maybe they've decided to go to the other one that's sooner, so they might not be at that one, or they, I don't know. I don't feel. I'd have to look. I don't feel like it's as easy to get to. Didn't I look? I thought I did, actually. Um, don't want to be jealous, but and, so different people, different levels. Some that are a bit operating at a lesser level, some the same, and some at um, some. What are your thoughts on that? As far as operating, as far as connecting with, and my thought initially, by the way, is diversity is great, but what do you think? Well, and you don't want to be operating with people that are kind of, for lack of a different way of putting it, the people at a lower level, because um, like as far as um, I don't mean to be rude or mean when I say this. No judgment. I understand why life can sometimes bring people to these kind of things. But what I'm saying, what I didn't say this on the phone earlier, but what I'm kind of thinking is like people who are like really, really down and out, whether it's with addictions or not, honestly, versus people that aren't but are struggling, versus people that are not struggling as much. I mean, maybe still a little bit, but not as much. And then the ones that, you know, really, really, really don't really feel an impact from their struggles because they're just, and like, why is Trump? Because it just, everything's otherwise so good. You know what I mean? But I kind of want to just, like I said, good content, good content. I should enjoy it, even if whatever else is iffy. That's a big ass diamond on that side. But I'm not sure I recognize that, unfortunately. So, but it was mentioned on the radio and something about falling into ecstasy. Is that what the name of the thing is? Why am I not seeing the? Okay, there it is. So yeah, this has been a bit lackluster, kind of quiet. So this particular video and a couple of them recently today, but so it kind of feels. But I'm sure I'll be upstairs later. I'll bring this up. Kind of feels. What's the point of doing this? So continuing this, nobody's getting anything from it. Maybe after the fact, but not during. And so keep it a bit shorter, and we can get longer if you're conversing. But and I don't know. I'd be curious. Your thoughts. Try and be honest and try and be kind, right? But sometimes people have different definitions. But I'd be curious your kind of thoughts on this, on this or other videos that I posted recently. And yeah, that does kind of sound. I can't tell if it's a commercial or whatever, but it does kind of sound like it's playing music, which I don't mind. And I don't know why that was all gray, but this video. But I don't mind. But for the fact that YouTube might. So I'm just gonna do one more of these to kind of round it out. And then maybe a bit of this. And if somebody can get back to me and tell me tell me if that's recyclable or not. Then I have thought that they always have been, but for some reason today I wondered. Certainly could be these got a couple spills on it, and I know there's some stuff stuck on the inside. I should try to remember to dump that out. Well, I'm not going to take the lid off later. We know what it's silver on the inside. That's what makes me wonder. But then again, why am I suddenly wondering this? Because it's also the same with like tin cans. They are. I guess I'm just trying to be more environmentally friendly and correct. But it's same with tin cans. They have to be recycled. Like I mean, like soup or vegetables, whatever, right? So it's just we're also under the impression, and maybe I'm thinking of this because there was something else we got rid of today, maybe an Linda wrapper or something else we got rid of recently, and it was kind of like, oh well, it's gonna go in the garbage because it's got the shiny lining or silver lining. The almost looks like foil. But then I kind of that's why I became perplexed when today it's like, oh, what about this? Because it does too. Um, Anywho, take care. Bye.